Welcome back to Mad Crypto. This video is going to be a follow-up video on the previous review video I did this week looking at PrimeXBT, the leverage trading platform. So this is going to be another dedicated video looking at the same platform, but it's going to be a focused video looking at their co-vesting, the co-vesting side of their platform. And anybody who doesn't know what that means, co-vesting is basically copy trading, and if you're very new to trading, investing, or crypto, so co-vesting, copy trading, they're interchangeable words. What copy trading and what co-vesting is basically is you dedicate an amount of your trading capital, your investing capital, towards copying another trader's trades. So just for example, if you say you dedicate $1,000 worth of whatever site you be on here, USDT or BTC, to copying another trader, whenever he makes a trade, then you will automatically make that trade. And that's basically it. Instead of entering trades, you're entering onto the trader. And PrimeXBT's co-vesting has a large number of traders that you can copy, and this video is going to be basically me showing how I analyze one of these traders that are available to copy, how I would break down their, even past what you can see on here, how would I break down their portfolios, and what I would look out for in when I'd be thinking about investing in one of these co-vesting leaders basically. So the first one we have up here, so when you're on the PrimeXBT page, you've got the four main headings at the top: the main, margin, and then co-vesting. If you click on co-vesting, you'll be brought to this exact page I have in front of me. The people, depending on when you watch this, the people on this might change with time. Obviously, number one, it's not a fixed leaderboard. Depending on the success of the traders, they can change. So if you're following this in a later date, even at any time, this page could change tomorrow, depending on how these traders do. So just like before we start looking at the traders, where have like the first trader here is a total of like 2,460%. Nothing is guaranteed. Just how like if you were trading yourself, you have the risk of winning it all, and you have the risk of losing it all. You have the risk of winning very little. You have the risk of losing very little, or like I said, you could lose it all. You could win loads. There's no guarantees whether you're making the trade yourself or you're using a co-vesting platform or copy trading. There is still risk. It's not minimized. So don't think just because you're getting into this and you see some of these crazy percentages that it's guaranteed to work out for you. Anything can happen, especially within crypto. But this is, if you've been in trading for a while and you do have some form of risk management knowledge, things like that, copy trading can be a very good. I like dedicating a bit of money towards copy trading, for a couple of reasons. That I like looking through some of these traders, their stats, and it's a nice way to diversify a bit of your trading capital, and it also it breaks up. Sometimes the trading can get a bit. It's supposed to be monotonous, but sometimes it's nice just to try a different form of investing. That's one of the main reasons I do like copy trading. The community aspect to it, all of that. So the first guy here we have is called Natalos. We're going to click on him and see what he has in his stats, but we'll just look at the initial stats here. So he's a total of 2,468.62%, and he's up 27% today. He's been active for a total of 43 days, so it's not very long on the platform at all. That's active days, not total of 43 days. He's 782 followers. There's a little chart of his performance, and if we look at his followers equity, so the followers equity is we'll look at his actual equity, the money he's put into it, in a minute. But the total equity of all the people following him is 573 1,000. He's got a 3-star rating. So we'll click on him and we'll see a bit more. So he is a BTC Trader. We've got active days 43. You can just here see the graph he's on. Here we go. So this is one of the big things that I look at when I'm copying a trader, is how much is the manager equity. So he could have all the follower equity in the world, and that still isn't one of the main points for me. Obviously, if you're doing well and you have good results, you have a good return on investment for all your followers, you're gonna get a lot of follower equity. A lot of people are gonna put money in you. But on top of that, if there isn't any manager equity, or it's very low, I'd still be worried. It would raise a red flag for me. So I do want to see a large amount of follower manager equity. So currently he has basically 0.7 Bitcoin. That's what he's put into his like Covest. That's the money he's risking on it. Like it's 0.7 Bitcoin, basically about $43,400 US. So depending on, there's a lot of people out there with a lot more crypto but for me seeing that much, that's enough for me to think, all right, he's risking enough money. He's not going to do something. He's enough money in there to take it seriously. Like if you came across someone with just like $1,000 in there and they had 570,000 of followers equity, like he could still be the greatest trader in the world, but he doesn't have the same amount of risk. So that's the basically that's where you want to see a lot of manager equity, because you don't want someone to come along and just do the absolute donkey when they don't have much riding on it, but all their followers do. So that's why you want to see a rather large enough amount of manager equity. So we see here now, we can get the chart of profit, chart of manager's equity, followers equity. You can see them all grow. Margin. We can see the levels of margin he's using. Obviously, when it's getting into that yellow and red territory, he is using a lot of margin. 71% margin. Those risk limits could be a bit high for me. Like I said, but if it's working for you, if you can make it work for you, it's not too bad. But 70%, 80% margin wouldn't be what I was looking for. But even within the Covesting module, you can diversify. So if you have $1,000 to put into Covesting, you don't have to put it all into one person. You could split that off, put 100 into 10 people, and you could follow 10 people through the Covesting platform. So we have profitability over the past 7 days. Is down 5%. Over the past 30 days, up 546%. It's very impressive, very, very impressive. So you can just hear, this is something I don't like. So maximum drawdown. So just for example, if you put $100 in, the maximum drawdown he had here was 84.5%. So if you put $100 in, you could go down to almost $15. It's a drawdown that I'm not happy with, but you got to make up your mind for yourself. I'd personally be happier investing in someone who had maybe not as much percentage gains, but less of a drawdown. That would be something I would prefer. There may be less profit, but a lot less risk. And one of the most important thing in investing, in trading, is capital preservation, making sure you don't lose your money. You might not make it as fast as some other people, but if they're winning it all in a second, or if they're winning it all in one trade, they're just as likely to lose it all in a second, and just as likely to lose it all in one trade. So I'd rather my risk of losing, my drawdown risk, be a lot less, and make my money over more steady, slow period. But it's up to everyone's own decision. We'll go back to the Covesting platform and we'll find someone who has possibly been running a bit longer. So we see this button at the top here, this little like upside down little beaker. We're going to see I'm going to try and find the longest user. So the active days here. So the longest trader with the most active days is, so I haven't gone for the longest trader, but there's a trader here, Bitcosaurus app. He is verified. The verified basically means he's ID verified. So he's been on the platform for 374 days. He has 1,580 followers, and he's got a total percentage profit of 518%. So given, we won't make any assumptions yet, but I do like how this is looking from the beginning. Even more, even though he wasn't the top trader when you looked at the Covesting platform at the first glance, I already prefer the look of this dude. He's been on here for, he's tried and tested. He's been on here for longer. He it's already, this type of trader is already ahead in my opinion than the previous one. So we have a total of, so yeah, like I said, a total of 518% profit. This guy has 1.036 Bitcoin as manager equity. Like I said, you want a large manager equity. You want him to have some risk in the game. So he has about $63,000 in the game. Very good thing to see. And I think there's a lot of other people who feel the same way that I do. Because you can see, even though he doesn't have the same profits as the last dude we were looking at, he has nearly 3 times the followers' equity. He has 1.595 million US dollars worth of equity. It's nearly 1.6 million dollars worth of equity. So it just goes to show that the percentage profit isn't the main thing, because if someone's playing a riskier game, the risk in terms of co-investing, the risk in your money too. This looks more steady. This already looks at a glance something I would be more interested in. We'll have a look now at so this is the profit margin of the all time. So we can just look back. He got in, so he's been in this for about a year. So active days 374, just over a year. We go back to last October when he started. It says October 27th. We can just look at his graph over the last year. You can nearly draw. You can nearly draw like a directly proportional line all the way through it. This is exactly what I'd like to see. It's like, honestly, this will be, there's no financial advice here, and this isn't my co-investing platform. I have no idea who this is. This will be somebody I will be investing in. I will be putting money in this co-vesting module, this co-vesting trader. This is exactly the type of thing I want to see. Steady gains through the entire period he was on here. A year of proven results. There's some ups and downs in the middle of that, but even while those ups and downs, he stays the course all the way through it. I really do like to see this. We'll have a look at his margin. Look, it's night and day difference. Absolute night and day difference. He has a little red blip here at the beginning, but since then, just like, he never touches above. He's never gone above 50%, and for the majority of it, he's below 25%. This is exactly what I like to see. Obviously, so we look by month. So we can see here, first month 99% profit, second month 17% down, and then for the rest of the months, so he's 3 red months and the rest of them green. First month a bit crazy, but then after that it's very reasonable. Like, I think people can also get over eager seeing the type of crazy results you can in crypto, but when you're trading, you've got to be reasonable in what to expect. A lot of these crazy results are often people taking too large of a risks. Like I said, if if you're winning it all in a second, or if you're winning it all in one trade, you're just as likely to lose it in that second or just lose it in another trade. This is more consistent. This is what I do like to see. So profitability over the last 7 days, he's in the green. 30 days in the green, 90 days in the green, 180 days in the green. I'm going to make sure who this. Shout out to Btc app. I really do like this co-vesting platform, and like I said, I have no idea who this is. This is not mine. I will be investing in this one. I really do like the look of it. So we'll go now and we will see. I don't want to put anyone. I don't want to drop the shit on anyone, but I'm going to look at. We'll try and look at one of the worst traders that we have on here. We'll go to the very end of. We'll go to the very end, the last page. I've cut to the last page because that clicking was taking forever. So I'm now on. I'm on the very last page. I'm just going to click on the very last trader here. His name was Bean. Just to prove a point, he only had. I don't think did he have any followers. He had $1 in follower equity. He put $108 in himself. So this wasn't a successful co-vesting trader. He like I said, he lost 98% of his equity. Basically lost it all. We look at. I think it'd be interesting. We look at his margin. You can just see there, like if someone loses it all like that, you expect to see rather crazy margin usage. Like it's just all over the shop. Some 100% margin usage. This is absolute lunacy. So we've shown you a reasonable person who's made some very quick gains that could turn out. Like there's nothing wrong with that. In a year's time, that he could still be there. We'll go back and find the guy's name because Natalos, amazing results. Like at the same time, the type of results that he's having aren't accidental. I would say that he knows what he's doing, but just the only 43 days active. For me personally, being quite risk adverse within investing, maybe that's not for me, or maybe I'd be putting a smaller portion of my co-vesting capital towards him. The Btc app, he's number 8 on this on the page when you first click on it. He is more my speed in terms of investing wise. He has a longer track record. If you can just look at the down through the amount of active days, he's one of the high ranking guys in terms of active days. 518% profit, just consistent. And this here, if we look through followers equity, the biggest dude with the most amount of followers equity is Btc app. So like he's just consistently profitable over a year versus these guys who've been in it for a month or 2 months. They might be here in a year's time. They might be just as good as Btc app, but Btc app has proven that he can do this over an extended period of time. And like I said, he's nothing to do with me. It's not my co-vesting account, and this is not financial advice. But I will be investing in him. That is it for this video. I just wanted to follow up and do a dedicated video on the co-vesting platform and just record my analysis of some of the traders. We saw some very new guys with brilliant results. Could be here to stay as well. We could see him next year with nearly 400 active days. And we saw a person that I personally like to invest in, Btc app, proven consistent results. And then we saw the last guy on the leaderboard who lost everything, crazy margin usage, very low manager equity. He put very little money in himself. So we got to look at like a couple of different ends of the scale there, and I hope that you have a better picture on maybe how to do your own analysis looking at these profiles yourself. So like I said, if you didn't watch the previous video, check out the previous video on PrimeXBT. I went through how to use a trade calculator and look at PrimeXBT. I give you headings for a trading journal. So a lot more in that previous video than just PrimeXBT. A lot of good tips to help you with leverage trading. But if you want to sign up to PrimeXBT, there'll be a link in the description below. If you use my link, it does help me out. So anybody who wants to do that, thank you. But that is it for this video, and we'll be back next week with some daily live technical analysis videos. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.